Alrighty guys, and welcome back to Star Wars Review. Today I am reviewing Star Wars The High Republic Light of the Jedi, the first novel and story in the High Republic series, which Light of the Jedi was written by Charles Soule and came out on January 5th, 2021. So yeah, before I get into the review, I will say there might be some spoilers. I didn't write a lot of spoilers. I might, go off and talk about a spoiler, so, this isn't going to be a 100% spoiler-free review. I'll try to keep it as low on spoilers as possible, so, yeah, but, anyways, when I thought about the novel, I thought it was very good, and one of my favorite Star Wars novels, which, I'll be honest, I haven't read a crap ton of, so yeah, but I will say it's one of my favorite canon Star Wars stories, and maybe even just Star Wars stories. I really like this this novel. It's just one I didn't want to put down. I wasn't able to get it and read it till Friday, and Friday I read a good bit. Over the weekend I didn't read as much. Then on Monday, I just sat down and spent all day reading it. Went into into Tuesday reading it, and I could not put it down. I really just loved it. For introducing just a whole new era of Star Wars. A time what obviously hasn't been explored in canon, and even in Legends wasn't a era which was really explored often. So I really like that, and the story introduces us to a lot of new characters, and that can in stories when you have to introduce a lot of characters, it can kind of drag it down a bit. But it didn't. I loved all the characters over, being introduced. There are a few Jedi characters who aren't new and have appeared beforehand, but the vast majority of the characters are brand new Jedi or Republic characters, and the villains, the Nihil, which I'll talk about more in a second. But all the hero characters, just dropped right into the great disaster event, and how we meet them, and it wasn't a long drawn out introduction. There weren't long drawn out introduction chapters before the great disaster. It just dropped you right into this, dropped you right into those characters, and you just instantly understood them. I just didn't need those introduction chapters. It was just worked. Obviously it helps knowing what the Jedi are about and what the Republic is about. Having that knowledge already still, helps, but I still connected with several of them right away. I was really into Loden Greatstorm and his Padawan Bell Zetafar. I just loved both of them instantly, and I loved their, story through the novel. And a few other Jedi, Avar Kriss and Elzar Mann. I really like too, and there are several other Jedi characters. Some have smaller roles than others, but yeah, and obviously there's a bunch of new Republic characters. Obviously the current Supreme Chancellor. Why am I blanking on her name? I didn't write it down. Lena So, I believe was her name. She was a good character. Not heavily featured in the novel, but still definitely there, and just all that. But one group I haven't talked about yet, the bad guys, Denial, and their leaders. I was very surprised by them. Going into the novel, I wasn't really sure about what the Nihil were gonna be about. Wasn't really sure of them as villains, and I was pleasantly surprised of how great of villains they are. And definitely their leader, Marcion Rowe, was a great villain. I really liked them, but also helped that we got to see their chapters from their point of views. Going into it, I expected the novel to mainly be from the point of view of the Jedi, and mostly the Jedi Avar Kriss. But there was a good bit of chapters from the Nihil's point of view. The novel was split up into 3 parts. The first part was the Great Disaster. The second part was called Pass, and the third part was called The Storm. Part 1 has nothing from the Nihil, but part 2 and 3, about, I'd say, about half, maybe half of the chapters are from the point of view of the Nihil. I could be wrong. It could be less than half. It was definitely not more than half, but there's a good chunk of stuff from their point of view, and it really really sold them as villains for me. Definitely their not technical leader, Marcion Rowe. He's called the Eye of Denial, and he's not the leader, but he kinda is. So yeah, I really, really liked him as a villain. Definitely how he progressed through the novel as a villain. Very excited to see where the Nihil go next. But yeah, and, story. Obviously, the big event is the Great Disaster, which beforehand, I already knew the novel was going to start with the Great Disaster because the excerpts and whatnot were released. Before those, I thought the Great Disaster was going to be like the climax of the novel, and at the midpoint it's going to happen, and then we might see some of the aftermath of it near the end, but most of it would be in the next novels. But I was completely wrong. It is drop it right in at the beginning, and then you get to see the aftermath of it. But beforehand, I said this in other videos, I wasn't sure how this disaster could be so bad for the galaxy. What makes the disaster the Great Disaster. And after reading part 1, the Great Disaster, I was like, I'm still kind of wondering what. Keep reading and really see how bad the it really is. And I did enjoy that, and there's a lot of real world parallels with it. With the current COVID-19 pandemic, just seeing how the people and the governments react to the Great Disaster in this novel is similar to kind of what's going on right now. Don't know if that was intentional. I would assume most of it probably wasn't. Some stuff probably might have been. Obviously depends when some of it was written. Obviously we knew about the Great Disaster beforehand when it was the series was originally revealed back in January of last year, or was it January, February, around then, of last year. But, so that obviously wasn't, intentionally whatnot. For all I know, none of it could have been intentional, and it was kind of, a coincidence. But, I like that, parallel between, what goes on in this book and what's currently going on, and just, in this story, or, the hope for it to be fixed, some very Star Wars-y, and, just gives you hope in real life that what's going on can be resolved too. Which I really did like that, but don't know if it was intentional or not. But yeah, but also novel was well paced. I enjoyed that. And also, this is the first novel in a big new series, but it's the first novel in this phase 1 of the High Republic, which right now there will be 3 phases, and don't know how many novels will be, adult novels will be in each phase. But this first novel, a good bit happens. I'll have bigger events, and it it feels like a complete story. Just reading this one novel, it doesn't feel like it's, just all set up for the next novels. Obviously, there is set up, definitely at the end. But throughout the story, felt like just one story, which I do like that. And, to the side, the story is a pretty big story, and that means anything for what's gonna come. Being a pretty big story with all these novels, so I'm definitely excited for that. But yeah, I just I really, really liked it. The characters, his story, like what I said about the real life parallels, just what I had to say about that, and what I had to say about the in-universe stuff, like the Force and the Jedi and the Republic and whatnot. And novel just gives something that feels truly Star Wars, and that's hope. So yeah, but I really, really liked it. So my grade, I'm gonna give it an A++. So yeah, this review, very spoiler-free review, not fully, but I will be doing reviews for the junior novel, A Test of Courage, and the first issue of the Marvel comic. Those should be coming up soon. And then afterwards, I'm gonna do a big spoiler video just on Light of Jedi, A Test of Courage, and that comic. I might even just do one on Light of the Jedi. Depends on how much there's to talk about from A Test of Courage. But so you can check that out then. But yeah, I highly recommend reading Light of the Jedi. But yeah. Anyways, you can check out all my other High Republic videos. I've been Star Wars, catch you guys in the next one.